Hello, I'm Kendra Von Esch, and you are listening to my 10-minute daily podcast, Reality Reflections. I bought into what this world said would make me happy. Money, prestige, power. And hey, if it feels good, do it, because life is stressful, so party hard. Do whatever makes you happy. But that didn't quite work out, because I felt even more insecure, full of fear, shame, and anxiety, and never, ever good enough. Then God found me and flipped my reality upside down and transformed my life. And I want this for everyone. So I left my executive career to help others find true acceptance, supernatural peace, joy, and love that only comes from a relationship with God. Here is my reality reflection for today. I'm back. What a week. Wow. When your life changes in a big way, it's really interesting to see, if you reflect and pay attention, how God is working through that change. Through you, through the people around you, through the circumstance itself. And that is how our first week together went. It was great. It was very, very different. No real pattern yet. Just kind of getting up when we get up. No alarm. That's been interesting. Just kind of letting the day go. Now, my husband dove into some projects, and so did I. And we accomplished some great things already in the first week. But that's not how life is going to be. There isn't going to be projects after every turn. I know we're going to have plenty, but not every single day, and nothing that's going to keep us busy all the time. And I think that that's probably the biggest moment where I've seen God enter our marriage, specifically through my husband, and his ability to be okay with just being. And now he was kind of forced into being, just being and laying on a couch because he could barely move after he stained our deck. It took him 3 days. I mean, he couldn't move a muscle. His hamstrings and his glutes were hurting so bad that, yes, there were 2 days that he pretty much just plopped on that couch just to be, but basically to heal. But what I've been noticing in this change is we're very patient and kind to one another. We haven't sawed off each other's heads with our words. Surely we've probably pressed each other's buttons, but nothing that would have ever, dropped into some sort of an argument. But you need to understand, my husband and I don't really argue anyway. But I will say that it has been beautifully freeing. And every meal, there's grace said. And just the readings this Sunday, I brought them home. I said, the readings, the two that hit me the most, obviously, was Isaiah, where the widow was collecting sticks so she could make her very last meal for her son and herself. She had the last of the flour and the last of the oil, and once it was gone, it was gone. They were going to die. And here Isaiah is saying, hey, can you make me a little cake out of that? No, by the way, don't worry, the Lord won't let you die. And so for a year, the flour never was empty. and the oil was never dry. Sorry, there's this car with a really loud muffler on outside, if you can hear that. And then the woman, the widow, who put in 2 tiny small coins, which was her livelihood, versus all of the other people who donated out of their surplus. So I brought that home and I told Jeff, I'm like, it just makes me think about us. And right now, how we truly have to trust God and how we have to know that He will provide for us like He has. I said, we've kind of been living this way ever since I left my executive career in 2018. We walked away from a lot of money, but God still provided for us. If we look back and we pay attention, which we have, even Jeff can see that. So sometimes we're not going to have it all figured out. And we're going to be in the midst of this change. And it's okay not to have a plan. Because guess what? Just like last week when I left you guys last Friday, our plan wasn't God's plan anyway. So the fact that my husband was anticipating taking another job and then had to retire was a change in his plans. And then that changed our plans, right? I mean, his plans, meaning my husband's, but also our plans that we thought were God's plans. We thought God was leading us in this direction for a nice, soft landing. But He had other ideas. So if you're in your life right now and you feel out of control, you don't feel like you have a plan, you don't really know exactly where you're going, don't be frightened or afraid, scared. Don't freak out. Don't go in the complete opposite direction of trying to control and over control. Just ask God to lead you today. Lord, please lead me today to do what you want me to do. And the Lord is leading me and my husband to continue with the ministry. In the near term, we're going to revisit again once we pick up and move to Tennessee. But until that happens, the podcast will be here. I will be here Monday through Friday. I'm going to try and get everything posted between 7 and 8 Chicago time, Central Daylight Time it is now. I might be a little late. You never know. Things may happen. I am still speaking through 2022. I've already got like 8 talks this year. So if you're looking for a speaker, if you're looking for a workshop, if you are looking for a parish mission, if you are looking for a retreat, reach out. If you're looking for a faith coach, someone to help you more intimately on the journey, please also send me an email. Go to my website, kendravonash.com. You've got my book out there. You've got my 40-day prayer program out there. You've got other appearances and radio appearances that are on my website that you can listen to. You've got my YouTube channel that you can watch previous videos. I mean, I am going to do what I possibly can to continue to help people deepen their relationship with God, to find that peace and that joy and that love that surpasses all understanding. That is still my mission and my passion. I'm just not going to be out there promoting much. So it's just going to be me probably posting this podcast and a few videos here and there because I haven't done a video in a super long time. And I know lots of people are video junkies. But I'm not going anywhere in the short term. So we'll still be together on the journey. And I will keep you in my prayers. Please keep me in yours. And let's just detach and allow God to figure this out for us. Whatever it is that we're involved in right now that isn't exactly going the way that we thought, and it could be our entire life. Everything could be up in the air or in a different direction than where we had intended to go. And there's that beautiful saying, let go and let God. It's such a small phrase and so difficult to do. But that's what I'd like everyone to do, is to enjoy the uncertainty and to love the moment and to pay attention to God in it. And you do that by talking to God, asking God if that is Him. God, is that you? God, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to say this? God, what do you want? What do you want me to do with this information now? Where do I go with this? Let's let go and let God every day, but let's put a concerted effort toward it today and see how awesome it really is when you do let go and then you see God in your day, popping his head up, showing himself in a bird, somehow speaking through your spouse, showering you with love through your child, or through someone you saw at the grocery store, or speaking to you through this podcast, or maybe some spiritual reading, or a radio show, or TV, or an article. God's everywhere through browsing the internet. Excuse me. Ooh, bless me. Sorry about that. Time to let you go to your day. Living in the day. Allowing God to take over. Letting go and letting God. I love you all. I'm so glad to be back. Find something more with God. Have a blessed and inspired day.